Welcome back to Studio Chatter. Say hello to Scott Rasband, the general manager of our local Chick-fil-A. We love Chick-fil-A. And how is the business getting along?
Yeah, we are so fortunate. I have to be really careful how I talk about this because so many businesses are struggling right now. But at Chick-fil-A, specifically in Spanish Fork, we actually had our busiest week. So
Ever?
ever, like, which is
Congrats.
right,
Oh my gosh.
full of
Yep.
our
It
largest
doesn't
ad. So
it doesn't surprise me at all. Every time I drive by, like especially at lunchtime, the line for the drive-through is like clear out into the parking lot over by Olive Garden. Like it's just constant. But I really think, like I kept thinking, why is this one so much busier? And then neighboring, fast food isn't. I feel like your fast food isn't really fast food. I really feel like it's healthier, but every time I get exactly the same thing, it's always really fresh, really good. And I love that, the way that your employees treat us, like kind of like family. It's just really,
that's awesome
it's
to
a
hear
good.
because where we're so busy, like we're just really worried about the guest experience. That's like probably the most important thing to us. And that's why we've just shifted all our resources to the drive-through and just making sure we're as fast as possible. So, I mean, if you go through our drive-through now, I've got 6 or 7 people outside, taking orders, taking cash, taking credit cards. We actually have outside meal runners who are running food to cars, and so we're just doing everything possible to make it fast. The other cool thing, though, is it seems like the community's been super patient with us. They realize it's kind of a unique time. And so, some of my employees are like, oh, we're sorry for the wait. And they're just like, you know what? We're good. You guys are awesome. And so everybody seems to be really patient right now, even though some people are on edge, but it's actually been a great experience for us. So
I think
you're right.
That's one of the things that especially moms have always loved about Chick-fil-A, even when the dining room was open, that you felt like you could go into the dining room and the kids were in kind of that safety, clean zone where they could play in the kids area, and the tables were always wiped down, and your employees do have they have great etiquette, so they're always making the customer experience wonderful. So I think that's just the feeling you get then and now, just that it was always clean. It's probably more clean now. They're going out of their way even more. So I think it's just the whole Chick-fil-A experience.
it brings up a great point. Chick-fil-A, I think people trust the brand, and my job as the operator is to protect the brand. They say be a guardian of the brand.
Mm-hmm.
And the things we're doing now to keep the restaurant clean are just like above and beyond. The health departments have come in. They're like, wow, you guys set the example for everybody. I mean, we're doing high disinfecting areas. We're doing outside. We have outside hand washing sink that we just made for our outside drive-through people. All your
Wow.
contactless delivery, so we actually will deliver your meal in a bin. So we're not going to do hand-to-hand contact through a bin. If there's any cash transaction, we have a cash bowl that we put the cash in, so there's touching. So we're taking every precaution that we can, just because we feel it's super important. I'm a guardian of the brand. Also, I need to serve really safe food. That's our biggest responsibilities. Safe.
I know I watched you guys integrate that more and more. And when I went to the drive-through the last time, you had someone actually standing out and taking that food in the bin, giving it to us, a cup of straws. I mean, it was just all different types of like initiation that you guys have done to just keep increasing that health and safety. I have noticed that.
Scott, I did want to ask you, with the changes coming up here going for Utah, going from our red to orange zone, what will that look like as it shifts here over the next week?
It's I'm getting so many different comments. There's the CDC, there's the health department, there's the government, and there's Chick-fil-A. Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so many different things, and Chick-fil-A as a brand kind of wants to move together. So if the government or Governor Herbert says, "Hey, let's open up dining room," but we're only going to open the table, right?
Right.
I don't know if that really works at Chick-fil-A. Like, you know what I mean? I would almost rather stay drive-through only until we can fully open. I'm going to do whatever Chick-fil-A asks me to do.
Okay.
But if you think about opening half the dining room at Chick-fil-A and people go in, when we have our full dining room, there's not enough tables. You know what I mean? So it could create more problems that need, but so we'll see. It's next step as far as reopen stuff. But yeah, whatever we do, we're going to do it very carefully. We're going to have a plan, do flawlessly, and do so.
Oh, I'm glad I asked because that could look different. And I wonder if Chick-fil-A will look at it state to state because Utah does look so different than
For
some
sure.
of our states back east. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Right. So it'll be interesting. You know, a lot of my team members are like, "Can we stay drive-through only forever?" Because
I bet. I bet.
like we're doing without a dining room, we're doing the same amount or more in cells. We don't have to clean up after guests, which
Mm-hmm.
to do it. We love the guest interaction, but it's a lot of work, and so drive-through only is like a lot easier actually. So,
You should talk to them Friday about just being drive-through only. Just saying, hey, I nailed my cells last week. We're rocking it. We just want to do drive-through.
right? Well, and the other thing is a business owner, like there's actually government incentives for being partially closed. Like, so there's employee retention credits, so if your dining room is partially closed, the government actually funds part of your labor. And so there's a chance like business is actually more profitable if we're closed.
Oh.
Not that I would, I just want to go back to normal and like just
Right.
let it be like it was, but there's so many things in play with the decisions we need to make. So it's just really interesting.
Well, we trust that you'll make the right decision with the guidance of either the CDC or Chick-fil-A or whatever. But I think Chick-fil-A has kind of that family reputation. So I think I would be a little bit leery too, just to kind of open it up because little people don't really understand distancing so much. So yeah, you have to take your precautions.
I was like, "Are you guys going to open playgrounds again?" And the answer is, we don't know. I mean, we sanitize our playgrounds. We have a company that comes in and sprays it, disinfects the whole thing all the time. But those things are in question maybe in the future. I don't know. We'll see where that all goes. That would be the last.
Yeah. Scott, I want to ask you. I mean, these two eat at your place so regularly. I'm sure you do. What would be Scott Rasband's favorite thing to eat and drink at Chick-fil-A?
Well, I'm kind of on a health kick right now, like with coronavirus, swimming a half mile every day for 30 days. That's one of my goals.
Wow.
Oh.
When I eat at Chick-fil-A, I eat a 12-count grilled nugget, a small mac and cheese, and that's my lunch. So it's
You
kinda
have
healthy.
mac and cheese?
I would have guessed the kale instead of the mac and cheese.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stacey,
But we trade our toys for the ice cream though. So I
hold on.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Like, you seriously haven't had mac and cheese?
No.
Oh my word!
Oh, it's
It's good.
It's ridiculous good. Yeah, it is.
Okay, so before we go off, because now I want to know everyone's favorite, because I think mine is the frozen lemonade. Like, that is dreamy.
And just so you know, interesting fact on the frozen lemonade, the American Fork Chick-fil-A is the highest selling restaurant frozen lemonade. Utah.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Interesting fact. Auntie, what's your
Well,
favorite thing?
Mine is a 32-ounce Diet Coke with extra ice, and I love on the app that I can add extra ice. That makes me so happy that is a thing. Yeah, and they honestly, like, sipping is great, and Tesoro is great drink runs. Me and my family's favorite Diet Coke is actually Chick-fil-A.
So I think my favorite is the diet lemonade with either an 8-count meal or a Cobb salad, depending on the day. It doesn't matter as long as we get to Atlanta one day, huh, Ann?
We want to go tour the facility.
Yeah, we have the invitations, so we'll be there one day.
You can walk the whole corporate office. Beautiful.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming with us and visiting with us, Scott.
Thanks, Stacey. It's my pleasure.
Thanks again. All right. Well, next on Studio Chatter, it's a pretty good time to organize and declutter. That's coming right up.